Welcome everybody. I know we have at least a couple new faces, so thank you for coming out to 1 Million Cups. What we will do today is go around the room and do some introductions. You'll get a chance to say who you are and who you're with. And then we'll turn things over to our lovely presenter who will tell you all about freelancekit. Once the presentation's over, we'll do about 15 minutes of Q&A. So while you're hearing the presentation, make sure you're thinking of questions. If you look like you're thinking, I joke that Drew is going to call on you.
Absolutely. It's no joke.
So, it's no joke. He'll say, you look like you have a question. And then we'll wrap up and we'll have about 10 minutes or so where you can meet one-on-one with Matt if you have any questions. So today, of course, we're thankful for our sponsors. We've got coffee from Crescendo, which is sponsored by 100 State. We also have Field 59 that's doing the live stream and the video recording. So at any point, if you ever can't make it out, you can check out our website and follow the link and at least tune in. Some important announcements from some of our past presenters and happenings in the Madison community. We have 1 Million Cups is doing an event with the Doyen Group, this Forward Fest. So on August 24th, we will have a 5x5x5 where a female entrepreneur will walk away with $5,000. So we're really excited to be a part of that. We also have Akita Box is hiring, so they were a past presenter of ours. If you know anybody who's interested in anything from admin to development positions, please reach out. And finally, on Friday, I will be speaking at G-Beta on hiring and talent acquisition. So if you want free lunch, the G-Beta series is pretty awesome, and it's right over there on the Capitol. Hi, Matt. So to get us started with introductions, I am Rachel Neal. I'm one of the organizers at 1 Million Cups, and I also work at Nordic Consulting. And then we're going to have to Chauvin pass the imaginary microphone.
Hi, Chauvin, organizer here at Venture, at HealthX Ventures here.
Molly Siegel. I'm with Talivant. We do business intelligence consulting.
I'm Tom Willis. I'm a software engineering technology consulting, and I'm also doing patent consulting.
Hi, good morning. I'm Greg Yaccarino. I formerly worked at PW Madison for services offices, and I'm exploring opportunities now in resources, events planning, libraries, and I've always had an interest in entrepreneurial types of activities.
Hi, I'm Shannon Flash, and I'm with Mutual Group.
I'm Travis Human, and I own Stray Cat Bicycles.
Melanie Conklin, I work for Congressman Pocan doing economic development issues.
Bob Pope, Research Analyst, Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation.
Matt Health, Digital Marketing Consultant.
Laura Chantos, new program coordinator at the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
I guess I can go. I'm Leah Anderson. I'm also an organizer, and I also work in Nordic.
I'm Brian Robertson. Moved here. I do software sales. I'm actually looking for or software technology sales. I'm looking for work in the area.
Drew Corson, I'm one of the organizers and customer service at Nider Boucher.
Sarah Garnett, sales manager at the Greater Madison Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to say, Rachel?
No, we're just going to turn things over
All right,
to you.
great. Well, thanks for coming, guys. My name, and I'll do the same thing, is Matt Blick, and I am the owner and founder of freelancekit. And to quickly get right into it, first of all, thank you 1 Million Cups, Rachel and team, for allowing myself to present to you all. So freelancekit, what is it? It is business templates for creative freelancers. So as you can tell right away, it's really small for you guys down here, but if you go to the website, freelancekit.com, you can see that our niche are filmmakers, designers, and photographers. And so we have created templates for those creative industries to help them with their business, the aspects of their business. So why? Why did we produce it? Why did we come up with freelancekit? So I started my filmmaking business about 14 years ago, and over the years started producing these templates that I have right now, and saw that, okay, over time, I was being successful, I was gaining bigger clients, I was actually being able to support myself and hire other subcontractors. I said, okay, well, there's something here, and I got tired of seeing other creatives who are awesome at photography, they were awesome at filmmaking, but they are terrible at the business aspects of their company. And so I said, there's something here, something going on that they're not catching on that I'm doing right, and that other people are doing right, that I've talked with, that I've gained insights from, wisdom from. I said, okay, there's something here. So fast forward years later, 2 years ago, I had the idea that, hey, I was running on a treadmill, working out, kind of creatives and entrepreneurs get those little sparks of inspiration. I was like, I've got something here. So I then hired several different designers, web developers, and we crafted freelancekit to where it is today. So obviously I had these resources that I was using for my business. That's why I always tell people that these are templates that I actually use in my film business. And they weren't just produced out of thin air like, oh, somebody will buy these. No, these are actually stuff that we use. And so I hired the right people. We designed them with a unified brand, because there's a lot of guys that I will even hire for my small business to where, so hey, send me your invoice or send me an estimate for the work I need to hire you for. And a lot of the times, and you guys probably have this as well, if you hire other people, they'll send an Excel spreadsheet. You're like, well, no wonder clients don't want to hire you, because your brand is not just your end piece. It's how do you talk to them? It's what do your business cards look like? What does your invoice look like? What does your pitch project look like? So if you're pitching an idea to somebody, do you just send an email like I did 10 years ago? I was like, oh, well, here's my idea. Here's what it costs. And that's, no, you do not do that. And so from that, we create freelancekit to take creatives to the next level in their business. So they're obviously already awesome at photography. They're excellent and talented at filmmaking and design, but it's where they struggle in business world. There was a report done about a year ago, 2015, from Freelancers Union, and they said that 53% of independent business owners, 53 million are independent business owners, and about 5% of that are actually creative freelancers. So that is our target market. Obviously, we're niching down even more from that because we're only sticking with these 3 avenues. But we are providing a service to them to where it takes them, their business to the next level, to where they struggle in that area. To quickly get to it, so we have anything from, we have a couple, accounting pieces, estimates, invoices. That's not, we're not competing with FreshBooks. We're not competing with QuickBooks. Where we really shine is where we have a product proposal. So, and I'll show that to you guys quickly here. We also have schedules. We have prospect timelines. So if you have someone that you reach out to, we have a template that prorates out when you should contact them again. Years ago, when I was doing my own marketing and sales, I would send a client an email like, oh, I really want to work with this client. I'll send them an email. They're like, okay, they'll get back to me. No, they won't. You guys know, you guys get emails all the time. You get, you probably get 100 emails on average a day, and just a little one that goes, it may go to your junk mail folder. You're like, well, who is this person? We have no clue who they are. They think they're great, but all they have are links. All they have is text. And so I realized that, okay, you need to reach out to clients more than once. You need to have more of a targeted market plan. You cannot just send them, oh, here's what we do. I get those all the time, even now. We're here, take a look at us, that's what we do. No. You need to have a campaign, an idea in place of how you're going to do that. We have templates for emails, we have templates for contracts, for subcontractor agreements, limit license agreements. If you're a photographer or a filmmaker, we have depiction and location releases. And all of those legal aspects have been approved by my lawyer. So they're not just stuff that we copy and pasted. That is another thing that creatives do. And I even did that, so that's where I've learned as well over the years is you copy and paste content from online. Like, oh, this will work in my contract. I did that where I was like, oh, I like what this web guy did. I'm gonna take this paragraph here, I'm gonna put this in my section. That's not gonna hold up, you guys know that. And so I had my lawyer work through all my own stuff for my video business, and they're approved for that. And I said, okay, we're gonna do freelancekit now. And here are the avenues. He said, okay, so we went over the resources and approved them for that area. But I still tell people, look at these contracts as your foundation. You still want your lawyer to work through it, for example, if you're in Wisconsin, or if you're in Michigan, or if you're in California, because obviously Your legal aspects are going to be, you're going to have some legal verbiage that may need to be a little bit different. But for the price point that it is, and the time that you save without having to hire the lawyer to do the whole template or the whole contract, you're saving yourself a lot of money. An average lawyer costs between 150, or actually 100 to 250 per hour. It can be, you can spend several, 5 hours or more to put a contract together. Our contract is 25 bucks. If you buy it separately, and then you still have your lawyer look at it, he spent 30 minutes to an hour. So you're saving yourself money on the front end there. And so, like I said, these are contracts that are for those creatives. We have people that come to us and say, hey, we would love you to produce templates for, an Illustrator or AV team, or you name it. It's unlimited. And I said, well, that's great, but we're going to stay in our niche because, actually, does anyone listen to Entrepreneurs on Fire? John Lee Dumas? Podcaster? No? Okay. Great podcast. There's a lot of podcasters on there that talk, but it's great for business startups. People talk about their successes, their failures, their aha moments, in a way of, what turned the corner for you. And it's great for anyone who is an entrepreneur, who has a startup that's like, I wonder how other people deal with these type of situations. How do they deal with investors or clients, things like that. But anyways, what John will say in his podcast is go 1 inch wide and 1 mile deep in what you offer. Don't go 1 mile wide and 1 inch deep, because you can't be all things to all people. And you guys know that. So that is where we're focused on our creative avenues in just these three avenues. So to quickly go into it, because I don't have a lot of time, obviously, we want to open up for Q&A. I'm going to show you quickly here some templates. So obviously, these are the 3 main kits that we provide. You can go within each avenue here. You can have your kit, but also 3 different single resources that you can buy. $350 for a kit, $25 for a single resource. But let's move on to the nitty-gritty. So here's a production proposal. So let's get a little bit bigger here. There we go. So when I go to a client, they say, hey, Matt, we want you to do 3 of these videos. Be like, okay, that's great. So then I'll ask all the questions I need to ask. I'll put together this type of template and add thumbnails and links and descriptions and ballpark figures. But I also will put in 2 to 3 more other video ideas I think, hey, this would be great to have for your marketing plan. So obviously, you can, also these templates you can edit to the max. As a creative, if anyone knows creatives or there are creatives, you know that you tweak things to death. I do. I hate cameras that I can't mess with. I hate, things that I can't adjust or change. So logos, templates, text, everything. So I always tell people, think of these as a foundation for what you're doing. So you got your cover there. I always have just a quick kind of breakdown, table of contents with thumbnails of this is what's coming, this is what's going to be here, and I already give them thumbnails of this is the style for each type of production. Page 2, simple there. So then I go into a mood board here to where I will have more pictures of what you're going to be looking for, what I think we should take your company in this direction. So usually it's stuff that we've already done, but there are times where I will see other productions out there like, hey, I love this Under Armour commercial, this Nike commercial. Here's the style that I think you should go with your productions. Based on what their needs are, what they like already, and the information I've gathered from them. Then we get more into the nitty-gritty here to where you've got your title, your description, and then a base ballpark figure. You do that for their productions. When you get more into advanced here, then you have thumbnails that I will put in there as well, and then I'll actually link those thumbnails to that production. So, for example, there was a golfing commercial that I was pitching to a client, and I had thumbnails of a Nike commercial that I thought was great and perfect for this client. So I linked to that actual YouTube video so that they could actually watch it, because as you guys have experienced, if you're in the creative world, if not, I'll tell you, as creatives, we know what we want. We can see it in our head, but a lot of the times the clients that hire us, they know the big picture. They know, okay, we need 3 commercials or we need 3 promo videos. but they don't know visually what they want, and that's why they're hiring you as a creative. And so you want to give them as much information as possible to show them this is where we should take the direction. And they can also see that, say, okay, this is your vision, now let's tweak it. We don't like that Nike commercial, but we like how they tell a story. So then you can adjust and change from there as you're pre-planning. More mood board pictures, as much visuals as possible is perfect for pitching to clients. If you have bundles, here's where you put in more description of, here's a bundle packages. Be creative, don't go into a meeting where it's just like, hey, all right, here's your 3 videos, boom, we're done. Because a lot of times clients want to see, okay, how creative can you be in offering things to us? Can you bundle this up, or can you provide other services? They want you to be a businessman as well, businesswoman as well, and be creative and give other suggestions. I mean, that's why they're hiring you. They're not hiring you just to push a button on a camera. More pictures as usual. Usage rights and breakdowns. So this is where I will put my usage rights from limited to unlimited to buyout options. And it describes this is where you can use this footage, this is where it can go, things like that. And then I also do a price breakdown of, this is an idea of if you did one of these videos, because I always lay out as much as possible for the client, because they will sometimes be like, oh, that's what that costs, okay. So I just put it out there, get as much information out there as possible so they aren't confused. And then of course your contact information. So that is the product proposal. Do you have time for one more?
Yeah,
all right.
We have about 5 minutes.
All right, so quickly go through here. This is the quote as well, guys. There we go. So cover letter as well, and then I also like to do just a nice pretty image with their logo to emulate what their brand is, to get them focused on, okay, this is your quote here that we're giving you, and then also in here, here's the actual quote. Whether it's, you have your production, your post-production. So this is the film one we're looking at. You can add another line for pre-production. This will actually add up the cost, so it's a formula there that's really easy. Contact information, I mean, everybody knows this is basic. Here's some pictures that I put in for a production that we did for a farm client, and then of course one for a sous chef. But just more mood board pictures, saying, okay, this is the direction where we're headed, this is the style that we want to take you in from there. Scope of work, so for example, just as a template, we have, okay, here's 4 commercials, here's the title, here's what it is, here's the description, the cost per one, and then thumbnails to really hit home that visual aspect. This is where we're taking this project, so they are on board at every step of the way. Same thing here, just the second page, 60-second spots. More mood board pictures, and then of course insert the contract here. We have a contract template, so you want to stick it in here as well when you send them the quote, and then the end contact information. So those are two templates that we have available, and just kind of gives you a quick idea of what's inside the templates. You can go to our YouTube page, and I have walkthroughs of almost all of the templates right now, so you can have an idea of what's inside each one. And I kind of describe quickly what's in them, how you may use them at times, things like that, just give you extra information. So I better stop talking, because I know you guys might have some questions. Hopefully I answer a lot of them as we're going along. But I also would prefer, when I talk, I don't like this to be kind of a sales pitch, where it's like, hey, go buy a product. Obviously when everyone gives a talk, they want you to, either tell someone about their product or invest in their product. But I would love to hear from you guys if you are creatives or creatives, maybe some of the pain points that they deal with, or some solutions that you've seen out there in the real world that may be in similar vein that we're in, or something that you've seen yourself out there that maybe takes care of this business aspect for freelancers. So any questions?
Do you have any plans to expand into other creative freelancing at all? I know you said, inch wide, mile deep, but what about, I guess, people on the writing side of things?
That's a great question. So do we have any plans to go into other creative avenues? We do. Writing is not my specialty. I hire writers when I need them for my productions. So that would be a kit that if we did, it would be something far down the road. I have expertise in graphic design and filmmaking. That's my focus. And then, of course, through photography in there, because it's very similar to filmmaking. There's a lot of the same resources that you can use. I do have some experience in photography as well. But yeah, the writing side, that is something that would come later down the road. We just put up a basic business kit. So it has the basic items that you would use if you had, say if you were a writer or say you were an illustrator. You know, you don't fit within our 3 tiers here, but you can at least purchase the basic business kit. It has all the basic pieces that, you know, from a press release to a press kit to a brand guideline, things like that, just to get people up and off the ground and going. That's a great question. You know, people are like, hey, could you do one for an illustrator? Could you do one for AV? You know, someone for a software developer. It's like, yes, we can, but right now we're focusing on these aspects, and we'll consider that down the road. So, question.
How do you market yourself, or like what are your size of clients now?
For freelance kit?
Yes.
So, great question. I should have said that within the presentation. Who's our target market? I did describe the creatives, but our within those creatives, our target markets are single individuals, so they're freelancing, or it may be teams of 2 to 3, you know, or 4. We're not going after the big dogs because they obviously have accountants, they have lawyers, they have all those things in place, they have that taken care of. We're going after the single individuals, you know, photographers, designers who are on their own, who are working out of coffee shops, who are working out of co-working spaces, who don't have the money to invest in all those different avenues, but they can invest $350 in a kit and be able to take their business to the next level. Great question.
Do you currently, or do you plan to offer like live customer support apart from the YouTube walkthroughs? Like if someone's like, I just don't get how to fill this out, is there?
So the question is there more like a education or coaching opportunity?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a plan to down the road produce more educational pieces, but that is obviously down the road. In terms of consulting, that is something right now that we have not pursued at this time, just because of, you know, that takes a lot of time on your hands to do. But it's something that if people have questions, they email us like, yeah, sure, I can help you out with this. We started back in November, so we're still new and fresh, and so that's a great idea though, to provide that. I know a lot of people do that aspect. So that to me is more would be more productive to produce educational pieces to where they're always up 24/7, so that people can find out, okay, this is how I use this resource.
What prevents somebody from downloading freelance kit at like a co-working space and then distributing it to all the members there?
Great question. People ask us this one. So obviously in this world, anyone can steal anything. People can pirate anything, so we do realize that happens. We have legal text within here that says, hey, this is copyrighted, it's our piece. Obviously people are, you know, can download, they can pay the $350, they can download, and then they can distribute it wherever. That happens, we realize that. We are, you know, looking for these creative freelancers who are willing to invest in it. The model that we are looking to transition into is a subscription model. That is where the money is actually made. If you guys know this, you're businessmen and women, you know that. But we want to quickly get into the hands of the freelancers. So it's like, okay, templates are the way to go right now for the budget that we have to work with. And then we'll transition to some subscription model. And that's where you can have a software aspect to where they can have an account, and if they stop paying, okay, then they can't log back in. But so it's available for people to purchase, but yes, it is something that people can, you know, copy and paste and share with their friend, that sort of thing. We do realize that, but it is something that, hey, that's where things are at right now, and it's available for purchase for those creatives. So it's one of the things we deal with.
Do you have any embedding within your templates that prevents people from copying and pasting?
No.
That might be some, I know that at Nordic, we have like a resume template that we use, and we had our IT guy write a script, and it's it's way embedded into the
Okay.
document, but it
Okay.
makes it so that you can't use Control like A, you can't copy and paste anything,
Okay.
even out of a Word document.
Okay, okay.
And I don't think it was that difficult.
Okay, I'd like to talk with you more about that. I do know in terms of copy and pasting, and I bet, I mean, it's IT, they can adjust it, but, you know, we want to make it as, change, you can change it as much as possible. So, yeah, if I like this verbiage here, I want to be able to copy and paste it and put it down here. And I mean, it's all about automation. Whenever I do emails, I try to make as many templates as possible so that I'm not constantly writing the same template or the same email over and over and over. So, I mean, that's just a tweak to what you were saying, but I still like that
I think
idea.
you can still move things within the document. I think you
Okay.
can't take it out of a document.
And you can paste stuff
Awesome.
into the document too.
Okay, great, awesome.
Just piggybacking a little off of your comment there, as a former journalist, I know a ton of writers who I think would benefit from.
Okay.
In fact, I probably have hundreds of friends now who are either freelancing for one place or another. But in the world of journalism for photogs, I also know a lot of them who have moved from one employer to freelancing or do it on the side. How would it work for a journalistic photographer? What you have?
In what aspect? Just the overall use of the templates?
Would it be a
or-
good fit? Yeah, would the templates work for someone who wanted, you know, I have one friend who does a lot of work with U.S. News and World Report, so does it fit? A lot of those places will have their, you know, if you go that high, a lot of them will have their own contracts and you have to do their forms. But there's, you know, there's a lot in between that and a lot of places, digital places that still are looking for photographers, but are focused on it from a journalistic perspective. So there's different, it's creative, you know, photography is always creative, but there's certain standards you have to meet. You can't alter a photograph for a newspaper if you're doing it, for example, because that's considered, you know, that's cheating. That's making it not a real photo, supposedly. Different
Exactly.
different
Yeah, photo
outlets have different
manipulation,
opinions
yes.
on that, but if you want to
Exactly.
go for, you know, your traditional journalism, they won't let you do that kind of thing. So I'm just wondering if this
Okay.
would be a good fit for people who are freelancing and looking to do it with news outlets.
Okay, so yeah, so the question is, can you use the photography kit in more of a journalism photography? Great question, and I would say yes, you can, because it's still a business aspect, but I do not want to overpromise and say that yes, you can use all the aspects and the same scenario, blah, blah, blah. No, that'd be lying. You still are a business person. You'll still be able to use the resources that are there. You'll still run your business. Obviously, in the very unique aspects that you're talking about, our contracts, we have a limited use contract and unlimited use. So it allows people to, okay, here you sign this contract, you get to use this wherever and for however long that you want. So you can use a national ad campaigns, things like that. To go into that, you know, more finer details, I would still recommend people going to their own personal lawyer and say, hey, this is specifically what I want for this area. Please adjust, please change for this. We have an area where, okay, what are the services and deliverables?
Yeah.
And you put that in yourself. To get more in the photojournalism, I mean, it's still a business. You're still reaching out to clients. You're still.
And journalists are notoriously terrible business people.
Yes. So yes, you can still use the resources. They would be a little modified more just because that's another niche in a way. So I wouldn't want to overpromise, say, oh, you could just take everything and do the same deal.
Yeah.
But there are still a lot of resources that you could use. Yes.
Well, I guess kind of following up on that, what contact are you having now with current clients, or what plans do you have in the future to have ongoing contact with your clients? Because it seems to me that the answer to that question is, well, let's talk to the people who have purchased the photography kit, find out what kind of photography are they doing, and find out how is it working for them. Because I mean, that's an opportunity for, you know, further development. Oh, it fits here, it doesn't fit there, do we tweak it? But also that's an opportunity for like a testimonial to say, you know, you're wondering, does this work for news photography? Well, here's a news photographer saying yes.
Exactly. That's a great piece of advice there. And we do have short testimonials on our social media accounts. And we have people that use the resources, or people that we say, hey, we saw you on Instagram, we like what you're doing. Here's some of our resources, let us know what you think. And they respond back, say, hey, this is great, we love the resources, the templates, and this is how we're using them. I have a filmmaker in Birmingham that, it's kind of funny, he'll buy 2 or 3 at a time, he'll buy 2 or 3 more at a time. I said, hey, you'll save a whole lot more money if you just buy the whole kit. He said, well, I'll just buy them as I need them. Okay, that's fine. But he says, oh yeah, he said, ever since I started using the resources, I'm now gaining bigger clients, and people are taking me more seriously because I'm actually using your production proposal. I'm actually using your other templates that you have, because he's a one-man band. So he's our target market, and he's the guy that we're looking to use and to improve in what he's doing. But that's a great idea, and that is something that we're doing. I know that we haven't tapped into it fully as we should. I'm now reaching out to people and say, hey, give us a 30 to 60 second video. It can be your iPhone. Let us post that. Because as you guys know, you guys are in marketing, content marketing, digital marketing, videos are big. And you get more reaction, more response from a video than you do from a photo. So,
I saw on your pricing list that you charge for quotes. What is the quote for if you're expecting kind of the same 3 types of creatives to be using your services? And then do you like prorate that into if they buy a kit or something like that?
So it's a one-time buy. Is that what you're asking? Like, is it a subscription model? Or?
No, I thought I saw something that said quote $25.
Oh yes. So that would be so if you go into film, so you can buy the kit, the full package deal, or you can buy one of these 3 individual resources, and those are $25. So they're all one-time buys. Here's a list of the.
So it's a quote for that person used for a client?
Yes.
I thought it was a quote from you. Okay.
No. Yeah, no, sorry about that.
Confusing.
Yes, okay. So this is, so if you click on the film avenue, those are what we offer within the film category. And these are the list of what we offer within the film kit.
Yeah.
And then when we did a soft launch in November, we saw people were either buying kits or they were buying individual resources. We had categories available. People didn't want just a business category, they didn't want just a legal category. They either wanted one or they wanted all. So those 3 pieces were from seeing those needs of like, these are the top 3 pieces people were buying.
Sure.
And that's how we offer.
I wonder if you might want to rename that like client quote or something.
Okay.
It's a little confusing to me as a consumer to look at that and be like, oh, do I pay you $25 to get a quote for these services?
Okay.
Instead of like, this is the template.
Okay,
quote.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. You here and then over here.
One question, and maybe this alludes to what Rachel was saying about, copying and pasting, but is it a one-time use? Or, I guess, what is the end, what I'm downloading, is it a PDF?
It is, okay, so it is a template.
Okay.
So it is a Mac Pages or a Microsoft Word doc.
Okay.
So depending on your platform, that's what they are. So you can duplicate and duplicate. I mean, that's what I do all the time with my clients.
Sure. So so piggybacking on that, how do you get recurring revenue and you want to develop some affinity for the brand and the service?
Yes.
So
that's where the subscription model comes into play.
Yeah.
So, and we're not there yet. So
Okay.
we have plans to go down the road, and that would be if you want to go on, well, we have other questions, but the last question usually 1 Million Cups asks is how can we help you? And that is we are looking for developers to develop a software end for this that uses the templates, but that prorates everything out, and that keeps, so if I have 5 clients, and I've already sent them a quote already, or I've sent them a contract, I can go back and just click their name, and boom, it prorates everything out, the addresses, all that stuff, and then I can tweak what I need to tweak. So that would be a need that we're looking for down the road. That's our next step. 2.0 is what we're looking for. So yes, right now it's a one-time buy.
Okay.
We don't see those clients unless we create new products, which we do slowly. About every month and a half to 2 months, we come out with a new template. But yes, it is, the subscription model is the way to go.
And then maybe part B, where are you finding freelancers? Are you promoted on Dribble? I guess where do you source the?
So a lot of people we get on social media.
Yeah.
So Instagram is where we find, give you guys more of a detailed look here. Instagram is where we find basically our real customers. We do find a lot of people from Facebook. People that come from Facebook spend more time on our website, but we find our real interactions with Instagram. And so that's where we find a lot of our freelancers. Networking like this, speaking like this is where we find a lot of people as well. 1 Million Cups, this is my 5th talk that I've given in the last 2 months. And then also just networking with people, reaching out to creatives. Hey, we really like what you guys are doing. We would love you to use the resources. And then from there, it grows into opening up doors. We have affiliate partners as well. We have Freelancers Union that just came on board. And we're always looking for ambassadors, as I like to call it, who are, receive a referral credit for any of their audience members that come through their link to our website. So that's another way that we get out. We find those ambassadors. We find people that have larger lists than we do. Because as you guys know, your personal social culture is only so big, and you have to get outside of that if you want to be successful. You can't, your mom, your grandma aren't going to buy all your products. They'll say, hey, you're doing a great job, good job, but to really invest and believe in what you do, you have to get outside of that culture. You have to find those creatives, those people that are in your target market. So great question.
2 questions about your, I guess, from a risk management perspective. Have you registered as a certified legal document preparer in all the necessary states? And if not, what does your professional liability or emissions insurance portfolio look like?
Yeah, so basically, legally, are we certified in all states? Is that the question?
That require it. Like some states require companies like LegalZoom that just provide templates to certify as a legal document preparer.
Okay.
Have you done that?
Okay. So yeah, we don't have that aspect, but we have on all of our resources that or on our page that these are templates. You still need to talk to your lawyer that we are not held responsible, legally responsible. You can't sue us, that sort of thing. I always tell people, look at these as foundations for what you're doing, and still have your lawyer quickly go over and make sure it fits within your state. I understand what you're saying, but yeah, we don't have that certification. Great question.
What's the state of some of your competitors? Because I'm assuming that there's everything from free templates to God knows what.
Yes.
So
competition, what is that like? Yes, so great question there. Yes, there are free templates out there. I mean, if you do storyboard template, I mean, there's thousands of storyboard templates out there. When I first started out, contract templates, I was looking for contracts, and those are a little bit different, and you can copy and paste things, and then it's like, okay, then how do you know this is actually legal? Competitors, LegalZoom is a competitor in terms of contract side. They charge on average $10 to $15 per template, and all you get is a Word doc with text. So what we do is we're taking more of that aspect, we're taking it to the next level to where you have a unified brand for that freelancer, to where they can change the layout, they can change the colors, the logos, and it still has that verbiage in there that they need to be successful. Another example would be Sarah Petty Photography. She is in Springfield, Illinois, and she travels all over the world speaking about photography. She has an education side, marketing side to her photography business for photographers. And she charges anywhere from an average of $50 to $400 for her resource templates. I bought one for $100 from her a while ago, and it was 4 pages, and the last page was where the treasure was. $100 seemed a little high for what she was offering, but there are some other competitors out there. The name is slipping my memory right now, but they were charging $150 for their resources. And you can go online, and there's wedding photographer kits, and they're anywhere from $100 to $500 depending on what you need. And so there are competitors out there. The value that we're bringing here is these are resources that I use in my own business, and it works. They're tried and true resources, and they're already used by freelancers. They're designed by freelancers, and that these are productions that we're going after the market where they don't have a consistent brand. They're just kind of winging it by the seat of their pants, and it says, okay, here's resources that will give you a unified brand in what you're doing, and you will look professional to your clients. It's not okay, we're doing this as a hobby. That's the last thing you want to come across to your clients as a hobbyist. If you are serious about what you're doing, you need to be professional and serious in your production, in your templates. Sorry.
I think that's a good place for us to wrap up. Matt, thank you so much for coming out. I'm sure you can stay for a few minutes if anyone has any questions. Thank you again to Field 59 and Crescendo and 100 Safe for sponsoring the coffee. And thank you to all of you. Thank you.
And again, there are free coffee mugs and stickers over there. Like I said, if you guys are the type of people that like to put stickers on your laptops, some people are, or just take one for your friends, put them in your car, put them wherever. You know, put them on your skateboard, if you do that kind of thing, longboarding, you know, whatever. So thanks for coming, and yeah, have a great day.
Thank you.
Thanks.